Welcome to the channel, Josh Gordon Music, another Line 6 Pod Go preset. Now this preset has been inspired by two things. First was a video I saw recently within the last couple of weeks that Corey Congilio put out about Eric Clapton's Bluesbreaker guitar sound from the John Mayall 1965, I believe it was 1965-1966 album, John Mayall and the Bluesbreakers. All right, so he does a great video on that, getting that guitar sound and all the little good details about it. So I thought, well, I want to make a Podgo preset. Let's see if I can do a similar preset. So this is by no means an artist preset like I've done in the past. This is not an Eric Clapton Bluesbreaker preset per se, because as I was doing it, I think it comes in the ballpark, but I could have further tweaking if I wanted to really go for that Eric Clapton, or attempt to get that Eric Clapton sound from that, the Bluesbreaker album. But I was pleased with the result I already got, so I kind of decided to stop. I'm calling this preset Bluesbreaker, but it's loosely inspired because I think it could have further tweaking to get closer to the sound. But I think this is a good 60s British blues rock sound, so I'm calling it Bluesbreaker. So it's definitely inspired by Corey Congilio's video. Check him out. Check out his channel. He's a fantastic Nashville session guy and a great teacher. And it's also definitely, I've always loved, it's one of my favorite albums for sure is that Bluesbreaker album with John Mayall. Love it. Love the guitar tone. So this is the preset. That's going to probably be as close as I'll ever get to it on the Pod Go. So, of course, we have a Les Paul, and you can use other humbucking style guitars, of course, but there's just something about a Les Paul, and I had to use my Les Paul just to get close. And we are going to look at the preset, and then we'll play it, and then you can be the judge if it's close. Again, it's not meant to be a specific Eric Clapton Bluesbreaker preset. It's close, ballpark. Okay, so inspired by. So let's have a look at the preset. So noise gate on. The wah I didn't touch because I'm not using it for this preset. I have put in a kinky boost, and that is to help fatten it. I do have some controller switch assignments. For kinky boost, I have foot switch 5. I have a delay, a bucket brigade, to kind of give it, just a little more ambiance if we need it. I don't have it on right now, and I won't when I start playing the preset. I'll leave it just how I have it here. Mono effects loop if you want to add something, and then I have a couple of reverbs. So, and I'm making the amp do most of the drive work, because basically we're trying to get that Eric Clapton sound where he just basically took, that Marshall JTM 45 combo and cranked the crap out of it so that he could get, a big room sound. From what I understand, anyways, that's what he did, And we have our couple of reverbs to try and capture that, like to get a little amp reverb, but also to try and make it sound like similar to, I guess, to the record, trying to get a room sound. So moving on. Oh, and before we move on, as always, in the description box below, there will be a link where you can download this preset for free from the custom tone area on the Line 6 website. Okay, and please feel free to tweak it if you want to try and get closer to that Eric Clapton sound from that album. By all means, have it. This is just a starter template, okay? So it's like a British Bluesbreaker ballpark preset. All right. So moving on, I said mono effects loop. Now the amp itself. So, of course, I had to choose a J45. I chose the normal channel. And as you'll see, I've cranked the drive. I've cranked the master to really push it. I didn't want too much bass. I mean, I have basses, I guess, in the mid zone. Too much bass was starting to get a little muddy. But I've upped the mid, have the treble up, presence is up, channel volume was down because, it was getting loud. And I just have it set to this because of what my channel meter in Logic Pro was showing me. So this is probably closer to this minus 6 dB top output, which is great. And then we up the sag, hum, the ripple, bias a little, just to try and, personally, I don't hear lots of big differences with those parameters, but apparently they do something. So I tried to up them to try and get it more like a real amp. Now for the cabinet, we're using the new cab engine. So the Bluesbreaker, the amp they call it, I know it's a Marshall JTM combo, but they called it a Bluesbreaker, I guess, after that album. 212 Celestion, and I believe, I don't know if they were, I think they were greenbacks. I'm not sure if they were 25s, but anyways, I took the 212 matchless cab, so 212 match G25, put a dynamic mic on it, and I moved it a little bit around, just again trying to get a clear enough sound. But you know, you'll see the settings here when you download it. Okay, so we'll move on. I'm using the dedicated EQ block to help get closer to the tone. So this is just a tone shaping thing. You know, you'll see I up the mids again, because that sound to me on that record does have a lot of mid punch and strength to me. And we up some of the more of the higher end of the spectrum here, just to, you know, again, this is just tone shaping, so I don't need to go into a lot of details. Play around with it. I don't have the bucket brigade on, but I do here. I just highlighted it here for you. So just it's subtle. It's a little lower in the mix. It's an optional tool, so we'll hear how it sounds with and without it. It's, you know, again, choice is yours. Now, yeah, here's where something I never do. I never use two reverbs. I do love reverb. I don't like a lot of it. I like it for subtle ambient coloring, but I wanted to put a little 63 spring on the amp. I don't know offhand or recall by those amps. I don't know if those amps really had reverb on them anyways, but I like to have just a touch. So it's fairly low on the 22% here in the mix. But then I added a room reverb to try and get a room sound, and volume pedal at the end. And there's no other gimmickry here, or bells or whistles or gadgets tinkering, nothing on the output, no lead volume boost. It's just a straight ahead preset. So now, after all this rambling, let's play the damn thing. All right, so I will go back to the amp because I just like having that on the screen. So let's hear it. Let's add the bucket brigade. Well, there you have it. Sorry about all the noodling in there. I'm trying to get some of the John Mayall isms or Eric Clapton isms on that album. So hopefully no copyright strikes. But anyways, that is my Bluesbreaker preset inspired by the Bluesbreaker record and Corey Congilio's recent video of that guitar tone. Link below in the description box so you can download it for free on the custom tone area on the Line 6 website. So have at her and tweak it to your heart's content, and maybe it'll sound good with a single coil. You never know. Just keep trying, but definitely a Les Paul, and definitely a Les Paul is in mind, and was in mind when I built this preset. So thank you very much for watching this video. I appreciate all the subscribers, the new viewers, the returning viewers. If you like this video, please consider hitting that like button. Drop a comment below. Tell me what you like, what you don't like, any presets that you'd like to see. All right, so take care, and we'll see you in the next video.